Hello everyone, my name is Ethan Harris and I just wanted to do this video to help give a little bit of an introduction into our course and to cover just a few things of what's going on. So this is our Introductory Statistics course, our ESRM 2403. And in this course, we run this whole thing in this MyOpenMath structure. So at the top here we have our calendar, and our calendar is going to keep track of everything that we are going to be doing in this semester. The tentative due dates for all of our assignments are Sundays at midnight. So if we can just go down and see, we see that we have all of these. We can increase the number of weeks. So if we increase this to like 10 weeks, we can see basically all of the weeks of our class for this time. As we can see, all of our due dates for our assignments are on Sunday. And then we have a series of exams. So we have 4 exams in this course. We've got an exam on the 12th, on July 3rd, on July 17th, July 31st, and then our final exam on the 2nd of August. All right, so that's just kind of like the basic structure of our course. And we can see it in the calendar. Let me drop this back down to like 4. If we click on one of these days that have some assignments that are due onto them, we can see them pop up here, and you can jump straight to those assignments. If you go ahead and click on the assignments, it will pop up your due dates and what you're doing. You click start, and then you can go ahead and get started on your assignment. So I'm going to navigate back to just our main homepage. And here we go. All right, so we are right back here. Real quick in our course, so we have an exam after every core, and if we see in our cores right here, we have our core 1, and if we open it up, it now has our 2 sections. So we have it. Each section takes a week, so you can kind of follow along with that. And if we open up our section 1, sampling and data, it kind of gives some lesson objectives. And we have our lecture cache. This is going to be the main place where we are going to start looking for how we get our information to do our assignments. So there is technically a textbook that is in the syllabus that you can purchase, but most of my students actually just follow along with my videos. So if we go down into the lecture prep, there is a whole series of videos and a little bit of reading to do in a book called Stat Spotting. This book, Stat Spotting, you can get it for free. Let me just show you where it is real quick. If you go up into the course repository, and if we go to the Statistician's Toolbox, we can see that we have, oh, maybe it's not in the Statistician's Toolbox. Let's go look at the introduction and syllabus. So if we look at their introduction and syllabus, we can see how we have some suggested books. There's this Stat Spotting one, and if you click this link to download, it will take us to the UARK library, and we can download this one. It's available online, and you can get it as a PDF for free through the university library. So very useful. Anyways, coming back here, there's some other stuff in this, some supplementary videos, the syllabus, and anyhow, so there's some good stuff in there if you need to go back for a review. Okay. That was the Stat Spotting book. It's very good. We're not going to dive into it a ton, but there is good material there if you want some of that. But the most important stuff here are these video lectures that we do. So if you look at, here's this one that's called S1A, Intro to Statistics. We're going to go ahead and click onto it. I'm going to click Start, and it's going to pull up a YouTube video. And this is a lecture video of me doing a lecture, and you can follow along, you can take notes, and at the end of here, you can go and do a question, and you need to get 100% to kind of like pass this this video. They're not hard. We can even do it if we are, let's say that I'm going to click this one, say numerical and graphics fall under which subdivisions of statistics. I'll click like gather data. I know that that's wrong, and it would say, okay, you can have another try, and we could say, okay, maybe communicate. And we go through, okay, maybe it's organized. And in the video, as we go along, it will, like, the video will tell you what the answer is. These are very easy questions, but we got this one done, and now we can go ahead and click, like, we submitted the question and we are done with that. Let's see if it'll get me out of here. Give it just a second. Oops. Let's do a refresh real quick. There we go. Okay. So back to our main page. So now that we've gone and done that, we can see that, okay, so we looked at those videos, and as you watch the videos, after you watch enough of them, you can go to your assignments. And your assignments, they only open up after you finish so many videos. So like you get through the videos and then you're able to do the assignments. So if you look at this assignment where it says benchmark the sampling and data, we have to finish the S1A data types. If you look in the lecture prep, we'd have to get through our S1A data types. And to get to this video, we had to also watch the intro statistics. So you've got to watch the videos. As you watch the videos, more videos open up. After you watch enough videos, the assignments start opening up so that you can do them. Up here, let me go to a student view real quick. All right, so I'm in the student view. Notice how yours are grayed out. They are grayed out because you cannot open them yet, and it will tell you what you need to have watched. So this one, benchmark, it says we need to have 100% and watch this video, S1A data types. And your videos on each of these assignments are found in the lecture prep section where we can watch these videos. So notice it has a green circle here that I finished this one. If I go down and I finish my data types, let me just show you how that looks real quick. We'll go to our data types. We'll go ahead and click start. We can watch this whole video. I'm going to skip this video for right now. I'm just going to go to the question at the end, and Likert scale fall underneath new categorical ordinal. We'll click submit that question. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to the course. And now notice how that just opened up to yellow. And so now I can actually get in and start working on that assignment. Now, when they open up, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything that you need to know to get all of the parts done of that assignment, because these assignments, there's a lot of questions in them, but it opens it up because you have enough to get started on them. Okay, so let's go and look at kind of our next thing. So that got us through how we open up our assignments. We go through our assignments. There are kind of like three parts to the assignments. Benchmarks and guides are really trying to prep you on how to do the different types of analyses that we may be doing. The guide is using our software, which is called Jamovi, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But the benchmark really is just kind of working through basic assignments, basic problems. The guide is showing you how to use the software to do those basic things. And then the certificate is basically like a quiz. Let's talk just a little bit about how the grading is done. So the benchmarks and guides are in one kind of pool of grading called our, let me just go to the grade book real quick. Oh, I've got to go back real quick. I'm going to put this into instructor view. Okay, in the gradebook, and if we look at the settings, we have a couple of different pots. So our coursework is where it's where our guides and benchmarks are, and they're worth 20% of your grade. The certificates, basically like those quizzes at the end of each section, are worth 15% of the grade. Exams overall are worth 40% of the grade, and the final exam is worth 25% of the grade. And I have some activities up here for like some bonus points, and those may or may not come up during the semester. The grading on how those benchmarks work is you have infinite number of times to like practice and redo them, and if you redo them, you can get like 100% on each of them, and same with the guides. Like you can go through them and do them as many times as you want. Now the certificates are also, you can go through and do those quizzes as many times as you want. The only thing with the certificates though is that each time you go through, you have to get at least, like, if you don't get a 70% on the quiz, it shows up as a 0 in your grade book. So just remember that you have to get over a 70 on those certificates. It's called mastery grading. I want you to continue to go through those until you have shown some level of mastery. So it's a 0 in the grade book until you show that you can get a 70%. I'm willing to help you get to that point. You can have an infinite number of attempts on them. Now, in the calendar, I have these as tentative due dates to help you stay on track for this course. This is a fast-moving course, and this is kind of to help you stay on track. However, I totally understand if you get a little bit behind and you need to use a late pass. On these, you can, in fact, use a late pass. Let me go back to the student version real quick. Let's go to the, give me just a second. Okay, so here we have this benchmark. Oh, I'll have to exit right now. You can have opportunities to use the late passes, and when you click on them, they will show you that there is a late pass available. The late pass will push the due date all the way to the end of the semester. So it makes the due date August 2nd. So it will literally move it on the calendar from wherever it is all the way to the end date. This is because, like, if you are willing to work on assignments up till the end, I will reward you for continuing to work on those things. So please just remember that you can keep working on things when you use a late pass, and there are no punishments for using the late pass. Just know that it can get to be a ton of material at the end of a course. This really is set up to help keep you on task. I would suggest to use those late passes as infrequently as possible, but I also understand that sometimes you need a late pass. Okay, so that kind of gets us through there. I will be proctoring the exams, and we will talk a little bit more about how those proctorings go down later during the semester. The one other thing that I want just to let everybody know is that in these first 4 cores, so we have Core 1, Core 2, Core 3, and Core 4. In those cores, there is an exam, as we can see from those exams, exam 1, 2, 3, and 4. I only take the top 3 grades out of those 4. So whatever, you can also think of it as like the lowest score out of those 4 gets dropped, or you can also think of it as I keep the top 3 highest scores, and that's how those grades are done. Okay, I don't think that there's too much else other than the software requirements. Let's go look at the software requirements real quick. So in the course repository, if you open this up, this is where I keep some handy stuff. Office hours and email template. If you have questions of me, you can just reach out to me in email. There's an email template that I like everybody to follow when they ask questions. It helps me be a better teacher. This is an old office hours. I will update this in case you need to reach out to some of us GAs to link to some office hours. This is the email template that I like to use for help on assignments, and there's some examples and instructions. It's basically just a template that you paste into your email, and you follow it so that I can quickly respond to those. If we take a look at it real quick, if we just look at the email and instructions, it just downloads a little video, or not a video, but just an email template. Let me open it up real quick. And this is what it kind of looks like. We'll just make it full screen real quick. Where you state your problem ID, you do your general question, and you show me like some of the work that you've done. And I've put in some like more explanations further down, and then just like an example of how this would look of submitting your work to me. It makes it so that I can respond to you so much faster and not waste time kind of going back and forth with y'all. Okay, so we'll get out of there and let's look at this. Okay. So that's where the email template is. It's in this kind of like a course repository. Okay, and then in the statistician's toolbox, we have some things, flowcharts and cheat sheets. So for each section, I have I have things that are going to help us out. So we have like Core 1 cheat sheets. These are just like equations and vocab words that I already have set up for you to help you out. So that's in for 1 through 4. Some Excel tools, because we will be using a little bit of Excel, but the main thing that we're going to be using is this software called Jamovi. And this works on really well on both a Mac and a PC, and it even works well on a Chromebook. It might take a couple extra steps to do it on the Chromebook. If that's what you have, please reach out to me and I can help you. But this is the Jamovi software that we will be using for our course, some of the add-ins that we use, and it's totally free, which is great. You don't need any experience with using this software. I will walk you through on how to use it all during the semester. Okay, I think that's about it for what we need to cover for getting started in class today, and I look forward to working with you all. Have a good one.